Oh, we just weren't able to keep crashing in and negating them to an extent of how they wanted to play. And they're on ballers, you know. I think in the end, Murphy and Robinson and Scotland and Yarran and those guys just really got on top of us, generated a lot of the ball, especially probably from the middle part of the third quarter, right until the end of the game, and they were just able to run it out a lot better than us, and we just weren't able to find enough of the ball ourselves, but also stop them finding it. And they just totally dominated us, and we probably hung in there in the third quarter, but certainly the writing was on the wall that we're probably going to get overwhelmed.
Matthew, wasn't it so that they're good enough and then they're so bad?
Oh, look, it's a combination of some. You could give them excuses of their experience of AFL footy. Others have had some interruptions with their pre-season, and others it's not good enough, not at the standard. So, you know, I thought the way we set up, the way we wanted to play, what we knew that they did in the first half, we had a plan for that, and that worked pretty well for us. You know, probably lucky to be close to them. You know, they had a few shots on goals they could have nailed, but it's an education process once again, and I've mentioned it a few times, but there's quite a few teams are mentioning the same thing. They continue to be able to play at a high level for 4 quarters, and we've done that probably once this year, which was Richmond. Probably did it 3 quarters against last time we had our win, and the rest of the year it's been for halves or 3 quarters. So, you know, we can take positives out of that, but in the end, if you want to win AFL games of footy, and lots of them, you need to do it for a lot longer. And you know, tonight we've had quite a few guys who look pretty flat after half time. Yeah, he's pretty sore. I think he copped a knock to the ribs too. His Achilles that he's had the problem with has been pretty good, but he was definitely pretty sore after the game. So look, we'll give him a real easy 2 weeks off now and see how he comes up for West Coast in a couple of weeks' time.
Where does he stand for that West Coast game?
Yeah, he probably stands now. He'll probably play. You know, a month ago he probably wouldn't have, but at the moment he will. But we'll see how he pulls up during this week, and give him the weekend off, obviously, and then see how he pulls up Monday week. But at the moment, it looks like he'll be okay.
What are you making of when you seem to be making progress? Like, you've got some answers against Richmond. Now you seem to be back to the whiteboard again. What is that whole thing that just keeps fluctuating?
I keep saying it's the education of their ability to stay involved in a game. You know, so what's the ball doing? What are the opposition trying to do to us? How am I going? How's my game going? All those sorts of things to keep themselves involved in the game. We drop away from in that aspect, and that's what ends up costing us goals. So, you know, they have to keep looking at what they're doing well in the first half, or you know, at times in the game, and then keep reinforcing that back to them. And you know, it's you know, tonight I thought the guys were being given a spark during the year, and especially last week too. We weren't able to get any spark out of them in the second half.
What about for your decision making when you've got to do list management? Does a game like this help you or hurt you?
Look, you can always learn things out of it. Make no mistake on that. You know, it'll be a great learning curve against a very good team at the moment. But you know, the list management stuff, that'll sort itself out towards the end of the year. But yeah, we keep learning and evolving as the year goes along, and you know, certain players stood up well for us today, and certain players didn't. As I said, we'll review today's game pretty thoroughly tomorrow, as we normally do, and then we'll have a solid week on the track with as much as we can do with them, and then they'll have I think 3 days off over the weekend, and we'll come back. I think we'll train next Tuesday, start our week next Tuesday, and then have a real good solid week before we fly to Perth. You know, and then we've got 5 weeks to set ourselves some goals and challenges before our next bye. So you know, that'll be our next step to evaluate that and have a look at that and decide what we want to do from those 5 weeks, which is a mini little season for us.
Is that how you sort of approach the rest of the year now? Making the blocks where you can choose?
Oh, look, probably with the way our buys are situated, yeah, that's what we can do. You know, we get a few players back from injury, Kasisi and Roden. But, you know, that still doesn't detract from the performance today. You know, as I said, first half was very good. I thought the turnout from our supporters was outstanding, you know, in the time slot it was, and 24 odd thousand. And, you know, players have got to keep continually taking heart of the way we're playing. And once they understand the competitive nature of this game, what you need to do, we'll be a good team. We're striving for that every week, and unfortunately we've had too many downs and ups. Yeah, he'll play next week in the SANFL if everything goes to plan, and if he gets through that, yeah, he'll be right to play for us.
Matthew, as you can reflect on the week, what impact did it have on the group?
Oh, look, I'm not sure, Rich. I suppose it's had some impact somewhere along the line, but you know, I wouldn't lay the what the club's been through on Monday and Tuesday had anything to do with our second halves. You know, if anything, maybe it's got a little bit more to do with Darwin. I'm not quite sure on that, but you know, our second halves, what we did today, was been a little bit systematic of what we've done this year too. So I don't think it's had a huge influence on their mindset. And if it is, I'll be disappointed because the first half they showed it didn't have any influence on it at all.
Is Montlock going behind centre now one of the pluses?
Oh yeah, he's shown the last 3 weeks he can defend, which is the main thing you have to do when you go down there, and he's helped our ball movement at times. Tonight he was overwhelmed a little bit. But yeah, look, it's another string you have to your bow. You just can't play as a permanent forward, and the opposition put a lot of time into there. So yeah, it's important for him to be able to go back there, and he does help our ball movement to some extent when he goes down there.
Anything else come out of that in terms of injuries or worries?
No, I think that's everything. Everyone else is pretty good. So he did something in his finger, but apart from that, I think everyone else has pulled up pretty well. All right, thank you.